Okay, first step for installation is removing the existing heatsink off the top. Now this is the EVGA cooler, so what they had was just the 4 tension screws, and then they had quite a few of the star screws that needed to be taken off before I could remove the heatsink. Now the next step that they have labeled to do is, after the heatsink's off, I wipe down the GPU chip. Then we put our washers in place. They have rubber washers that go on the heatsink, and then they have a sticky back here, so you just fill the holes, each of the holes that are pertinent to the smaller screws. And then they have the bigger PET washers that go on the different mounting points that they'll be using on our video card here. So not every one of the mounting points is full. They have a diagram where just the ones we're going to be using have those washers on them. Okay, the next step is to cover the pertinent areas, the heat sinks and mop sets and all that, with the thermal grease. And then you attach the heat sink, the memory heat sink and chip heat sink, and then line them up with the holes on the back, and then they provide some spring screws that you just bolt in all the areas you put those washers in. The last step is adding our mounting screws to the actual copper base, and then add our thermal grease on top of our GPU chip, and then we just place it in, and then using the thumb screws and washers, securing it on the other side. And there is the Zalman VF3000 securely attached. It is just a little bit taller than the stock heatsink, but otherwise looks very nice, very clean. And then we also have the power connector over here, which we can extend if we take off the little band here and either plug into the motherboard if you have a fan controller in your motherboard, a separate fan controller, or using the included extension and fan controller here. You can also use these.